This video is going to help you fill in your number line on GoFormative. Also, it's meant to help you better understand sea level because a lot of times on the EOG they talk about a distance being above sea level or below sea level, and it's really important that you fully understand this. So sea level is the level of the sea or the ocean. So look over here. This right here, this line represents sea level, and we would label this as 0. Sea level is 0. And then this guy in his inner tube, he is above sea level. And then these divers are below sea level. Locations are described as being a certain distance above sea level or below sea level. Take a look at this example because it's not always true that you have to be underwater to be below sea level. So here's your first example. Death Valley is the lowest point in North America, reaching a depth of negative 282 feet in some places. So take a look at this sign, 282 feet below sea level, and you see people here, and it's dry, and you see a mountain in the background. Okay, this is also at the same place, so Death Valley, but this is a part where it's just 100 feet below sea level. So you might be asking yourself, so how does this work? That land can be below sea level but not be covered in water. So look at this topography. You see the sea over here, and then you see a mountain that is holding back the water. So a mountain could be holding back the ocean, it could be holding back a lake, and then you'll see on the other side of this mountain, there's this valley. And this valley, look, it's dry. There's no water in it. The water's being held back over here and over here. So you could be standing here and be completely dry, but still be below sea level. I want to talk about some famous places that have parts of their city or place below sea level. So New Orleans is an example of this. Notice it is right by the ocean, by the Gulf of Mexico. Whoops. And so, if there's a hurricane or the sea level rises, New Orleans is right here. Now take a look at this diagram. Here's New Orleans, and here is 0 or sea level. And you'll see over here the Mississippi River, and you'll see a lake on this side. So picture a hurricane or something that brings in water. It could easily make the Mississippi River go over this levee that's trying to protect the city. It could make this lake, go over this side over here. And the water's going to end up at the lowest point. So it'll probably end up here below sea level and here below sea level. And this has happened in the past. If you think about Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans had a lot of spaces that were underwater and the buildings were completely damaged by water. So this is something that New Orleans deals with because of how it is below sea level and so close to water. Okay, so let's look at the Netherlands. Look at this country. It is right by water, so the ocean, the sea. And so they also have had issues with water. Now, the Netherlands is known for doing something creative. What they have done is they have said, okay, you know what? We could make use of more land if we were able to pump water off of our land. So what they do is they have used windmills to pump water off of their land so they have more land for farming and to build houses on. So a lot of the Netherlands is actually below sea level, and then the windmills pump the water to the sea or to other places, holding places, to keep it off of the land that they are able to now use because of the windmills. So I think we're at the point where we are ready to fill in our vertical number line. And to fill in our vertical number line, I'm going to use two pieces of information. So the first question is, how deep does the ocean go? Okay, so the Mariana Trench is about 7 miles deep. This is the deepest place on Earth. It is in the ocean, so 7 miles deep. How tall is the tallest mountain on Earth? Well, Mount Everest is about 5.5 miles tall. So when you're filling in your Go Formative, I decided that I want us to start at -7, which represents the depth of the Mariana Trench in the ocean, and then label -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and then 0. This would be sea level. And then 1, 2, 3, these would all be numbers that represent 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles above sea level, 4 miles, 5 miles. And at about 5.5 miles above sea level is the top of Mount Everest. So this is all we're going to fill in. So you can go ahead and fill this in on GoFormative. And I also wanted to show you this picture. I thought this was interesting. This is the depth of the Mariana Trench. And then you can see that Mount Everest covers the distance from here down to here, but it's not as large as the distance from here to the top, to 0, which is sea level. So go ahead and go fill in your Go Formative, filling in your vertical number line just like I did in the video.